update on sort of what's going on and what I'm doing and things. I got a P1S bamboo labs downstairs with the feeders. I got given A1 mini. I've printed the orange holders at the back and that orange there. I've added an extra filament tube. I've been printing jokers, that going across there, that. I've got a Harley Quinn there. I've printed Punisher, printed that, and I've printed her. Those two have been printed on there. They were printed on my big bamboo. That was printed on here. That was printed on here. The print quality's come out really good actually. If you notice the bits of orange, I've got a Prusa to fix, well, to upgrade, because my mate brought all the parts for upgrading it from the standard to the one below the next one. So I've got that to do. Now, if I put my light on, I am, people don't know, I got a HMS Victory to build for somebody else. That's what I'm doing at the moment. I've planked all the decks. That top deck's not on, that because they've got to be all stained and varnished and bits put in, so it's easier to do the bits and not follow the instructions totally by sync, because they'll have you glue all the decks down and then try and put all the fiddly bits in. So I'm doing it different orders. So yeah. As some of you might know, I've got my 6x6 Defender done. Still got a figure to put in it, but they do a BRX for the 109 for a canvas cover. So I thought, that will fit. No, it don't. It's about that much too long. So I've chopped a bit off, and I've chopped a couple of metal feet off, and I'm just tying the cover. At the moment, it would have been down to there. So, well, that's where the metal would have been. So it would have impeded the door. So what I've done, I've chopped it shorter. I'm putting this, I'm going to flatten that out like the ring is there. Oh, my camera works jittery today, sorry. And I'm going to do it the same as that on there. Squeeze it in, clamp it, screw it, and probably just glue it on there with, after I've painted it all. And then I'm going to have the cover slide down the inside. So once that's done, it'll look quite good once it's done. I also got a light kit for it, which is slightly different to all the other light kits from that make. It's got an extra bit in it, which is capable of connecting a winch and roof bar lights or spotlights, and working off that radio, off the controller, with the aid of a smaller battery. I don't know how it works, and I don't think I'm going to try it. I'll have the what do you call it, top lights and the winch separately, because the winch is usually, depending on the winch, that one's controlled by the radio, but that one's got a remote. That one's got a remote. Yeah, other trucks have got a remote. I've only got 2 with winches on. Wow. Thought I had more than that. I've got 3. So I might put a winch on the 6x6. When I got my 5th scale buggy, I had a Condor race buggy and a spare chassis and everything. Now there's a space on the end of my shelf because I gave it away. Because I didn't really want it. All I wanted was the 5th scale. So the extra chassis for the Condor and the race buggy, I gave it away to a young lad I know from the boat club. So he's happy. What else? The CA30 went. That's all working. It's all the lights are working, the engine kit's working. I've had it out on one test, and then another mate of mine come along and offered me, I think my other mate thinks I'm absolutely off my head doing this, offered me a Bamboo Lab X1 carbon with 2 AMSs and an A1, which is the bigger brother to that, with an AMS, so as well for that truck. And they've both got loads of extras because he's just bought a Bamboo Lab H2S, is it? So he offered me that. And since my Creality K1 needs repairing, I've just offered it to a lad that took those 2 buggies. Free of charge. I just want it out. I just don't have the motivation to fix it and put it back together. So all the parts are there. Just had a small failure with leaking carbon fibre around the head. But yeah, so that's going. After decades of wanting that truck, and enjoying the build, the amount of problems I had with the electrics, with what I wanted to do and everything, and I finally got it sorted and everything else, and it works beautifully, it runs beautifully. And my other mate come along and offered me what he did, and I thought, sod it. And for some unknown reason, the Globeliners are hardly ever in stock, which is a shame because I love the truck. I love the look. It reminds me of the Convoy truck. So, but I still have that one. So, I'm not overly worried about it, but I'm sort of kicking myself and I'm sort of not, because I very rarely take my radio control cars out these days. I very rarely go out, actually. So I haven't been out with my radio control cars since last year, about this time last year. So it'd only be a shelf queen. And it leaves a big enough space I can, I don't know, get another truck. There are a couple of other trucks I want, so I think once I built it, painted it, I'll probably sign it. I know my mate won't get rid of it, but I said if he does, I want it back. But, yeah, I don't know if I'm smart, dumb, stupid. My mate says I'm an idiot, my other mate. But it was just an offer too good to... And it's taken me 2 years to build this Globeliner, on and off. And paint it, and do everything. So, I don't know. What do you lot reckon? Am I mad to swap it for 2 printers? 3 AMSs and a load of spares? That's worth more than this truck. It's worth more. I mean, my mate says I've done a lovely job on it. The kitchen roll on it. Oh, where's the kitchen roll? But and it's got the airline connectors that fit on both sides, so it's disconnected because I have to carry it up and downstairs. But I do connect them downstairs, and it's not getting anything on the trailer. And I still haven't finished putting the grass on my minis. I still haven't finished them. I don't know, I'm just doing other kind of like bigger minis. Them. And there's a skull up behind. I painted them, and I've done that as well to go with these mushroom people. And I've enjoyed doing them. They're easier to paint. Less strain on the eyes. And I've got to do that. But I want to get that done before I start that. Otherwise that would be bugging me. So that's probably going to take me I don't know, a week to do the cover and take it apart and put all the lights in. Figure out that new light kit. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong, it's a nice light kit. And it's even got a reversing light that goes in the back window, and that's the extra bit, because normally it's just that, so that's just that, but that's usually changed where you put all the ESC and indicators in and out, so now it goes over there. But it's programmable. There you go. It's programmable. If you want to look at it, you can freeze and everything. For the price, now, it's a bargain really. Oh, what was it? Around $30 odd. I mean, you can program it. You can freeze it to read. You can freeze it to read the manuals. But it's a good light kit. If anybody's after a light kit, it's a good light kit. Because I've got, in that truck, it's in that Land Rover, in that Land Rover, in that, separate light kit for that, in that, and it's going to be in that. So I did get these GT Power light kit. I bought 2 of them to put into that truck, and neither one of them worked in that truck. I could not get them to work. They failed miserably. So I just ripped them up. I left all the wiring in, and I used that kit, the other version of that kit. If you can find a version without that controller, which is probably a lot better kit and easier to set up, but I couldn't find any in stock, so I think that's the newer version. But they're fantastic kits for the price. I would recommend them. Those GT Power things, I could never get on with it. Couldn't get it to work. My mate couldn't even get it to work. So we just decided to cut the little white heads, plugins off, and put the those plugins off, because they were smaller. And I have loads of these wires, absolutely loads, from leftover on those Land Rovers and other vehicles I built. So I was able to trim the ends off and trim the end off, or use the wiring and solder it to make it long enough for the truck. But I got it to work, and it works. The sound kit works. The reversing beeper works. All the lights come on. The back spotlights at the back actually flick on with a different switch, and the orange lights on the top flick on with a switch. So I'm chuffed with it, I really am. And for some unknown reason, that is the aerial for it. And I thought, I've got the bits for it, I've got the aerial for it. I'm not putting that on. For the simple reason, if I put it on, it will look stupid. It's too big. It's the old aerials for the old crystal radios. I don't have crystal radios. So, yeah. Yeah, then apart from that, I'm going to have to swap around my desk downstairs for my other bamboo labs to sit on, because I don't have the room up here. And hope 3 bamboo labs fit downstairs. Yeah, but I will be able to print with loads of filament, different colours and all sorts, so I'm not worried. I really ain't worried, but I've got to get that done. But I want to finish this off first. So that's the update. That's the update. Fishing boat was done, finished, worked, looks great on the water. So this is the next project to finish off. And it does sit down, but the springs are heavy on it. So I need to put some weight in the back to soften those springs up, because it's leaf sprung. But it does handle really well. Right. Hope you're all having fun on this weekend. Bye-bye.